Welcome to the city of brotherly girls.
I'm here honored to have Pat the Brick Brady, a Philadelphia native, Philadelphia's own, recently KnuckleMania destructive first round knockout, making crazy noise in BKFC. Thank you so much, Pat, for taking the time, and it's an honor to have you on.
Dan, thank you very much, man. Appreciate that. Right. Thank you very much.
No, of course. For those out there that don't know Pat, give us a little bit of backstory. Everyone's seen your electric knockout in BKFC, but give us some of the regional, like Philadelphia backstory.
Yeah. So I got into mixed martial arts because I did a boxing match for recovery, right? I got sober in 2016. So in 2018, a friend of mine was putting on a fundraiser to put together money to help people get into recovery houses. And it was, just a small fundraiser boxing match. And someone at that boxing match actually did MMA, and they had said that MMA guys were tougher than boxers. And that sparked my interest. So 8 weeks later, I was in a cage.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I lost that fight first, and first loss. Well, my only loss other than an injury. So I had, never lost a fight other than I got injured in the PFL. But um, after that fight was for Art of War,
Yeah,
local promotion, and I fought for them pretty much my entire amateur career, other than one fight. And my pro career, 5-0 pro. Most of those fights was with Art of War as well, other than one of them. So 4-0 for Art of War as a heavyweight. I'm their current heavyweight champion. And yeah, 2023 I fought in the PFL heavyweight $9 tournament. Uh, in the first round of the first leg of the tournament, I um, I was doing really well. I feeling great, and freak accident. We collided knees, and I blew my knee out. ACL, MCL, meniscus. Had to get the ACL reconstructed, and that's where we found bare knuckle.
yeah, we're
There we
good.
go.
Congrats too on the I saw AOW Art of War Hall of Fame. Probably
Yeah, man.
all-time best heavyweight out of AOW.
Yeah, man. I was inducted into the Art of War Hall of Fame in 2024. I'm accompanied by Body Bags Pfeiffer, right? Joe Pfeiffer, also in the Hall of Fame, Will Martinez, and Andre Petrosky.
Yep.
He was another middleweight who fought most of his MMA career with Art of War and is currently with the UFC. So yeah, I'm in good company, and I was honored, to be inducted into the Art of War Hall of Fame with those guys, and Mike Bickings and Deb Bickings, the owners of Art of War, the promoter Mike Bickings. Him and I have a great relationship, and he really afforded me the opportunity to showcase what I was capable of at an older age. Right,
Yeah.
like a lot of promotions wouldn't have given me a chance. Right, CFFC, they offered me a fight after I was already 5-0.
For sure. Now,
Yeah.
now talk about even before you got into fighting, where'd you grow up at? Like, are you a Northeast guy? North, like
No,
where
I'm a Delco guy.
are
I'm
you?
a Delco guy. Yeah. I grew up in Collingdale, PA,
Oh,
actually.
wow.
Yeah. Why? Where are you from, Danny boy?
Northeast Philly originally.
Okay.
My
Yeah.
family's all like my dad's Lincoln, my mom's St. Hubert's. We moved
Yeah.
out to Bucks County though, so I live in Bucks County.
Yeah. No, I'm a Delco guy through and through. We grew. My family actually grew up in Southwest,
Okay.
and we moved out of Southwest when I was about 5, and we moved up not far, but south down to Collingdale.
New Jersey.
And I was in Collingdale, through high school, and then I didn't come over. I live in South Jersey now, but I didn't come over here until, you know, 2020. I was over in Delaware County till then.
But it don't matter. You, Dawkins, both Dawkins brothers, Petrosky, Sean
Yeah,
Brady, you're like the fighter mafia here in Philly. Like everybody
yeah,
knows all you guys together as
yeah,
like
yeah,
the fighters in Philadelphia, you know?
yeah. I'll tell you what, to be even considered among the name with those guys is it's kind of surreal. It's not something I ever really thought was gonna be the picture, but it's pretty cool to be thought of as one of the Philly fighters. It's cool.
I mean, really though, like from the outside looking in, I worked for I still do. I write articles for Philly boxing history, so I would be at 2300 covering fights, just doing it for fun when I was in college,
Hmm.
writing articles, go to all the CFFC fights. I actually got the Dawkins up here on the CFFC.
Nice. Is that Kyle? Let me see.
This is
Which one was that?
Kyle.
Nice. When was that? What fight was that?
This was CFFC 124.
Uh,
Probably two. That was
Out
against
of the UFC.
CFFC.
Yeah,
Yep.
because I see that his opponent has the belt.
And he got
Yeah,
that win. And I think he had one or two more fights in
three more. Three more.
yeah,
He
Fatima.
went 4-0 outside of the UFC. He went 4-0 with CFFC before he got re-signed.
That's right. Yeah, because I was at the
Mhm.
fight too when it was Fatima Klein headlining, and he got the guy with his famous Darce.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
guess
yeah, yeah. He loves that dark show. Yeah,
he's the Darce Knight.
yeah. I mean, look, Um, Kyle is so much better than I think people ever really realized. That I think he's so much better than he really realized. He look, I've stood across from him many a time, right? I spent many a rounds with Kyle, and I know how good he is, and I know how good he is because I can compare him to great fighters, right? I've also stood across from world champions, multiple world champions. I've sparred with Francis Ngannou. I've sparred with Sean Strickland. I've sparred with John Jones. I've sparred with the best of the best in the world. And I've also sparred with Kyle, and he's right in that picture to me. And that's not me like, blocking him or anything like that because he's my friend. I've seen it. I know the speed, I know the technique. I've seen it from the greatest to ever do it. And Kyle is that caliber fighter. I think what needed to happen is he needed to realize that he was that caliber fighter and really start letting his hands go because and he'll tell you I'm not saying anything bad about him. He'll tell you that he was a little hesitant to let his hands go himself
Yeah.
because he was considerably good with submission. So he was inclined to wrestle before he would let his hands go. But I think that tide has turned and he's he's letting them rip now, man. And I love watching it. I was ringside in Shanghai. I was right in his corner in Shanghai, China, flew over 15 hours to be there with him and be there for him. And when he got that knockout early on, Chris and I looked at each other like, what the fuck just happened? Like, we were both like surprised. I mean, surprised, but not surprised because we know what he can do. But like, we didn't think it was going to happen that fast. Like, he really did like surprise us and himself. And there's a funny meme of when he comes over to the cage, he's like like barking at each other. Let's go, like screaming at each other's face over the cage. And someone had made a meme of the two dogs that are barking at each other through the cage.
Yeah,
And it was me, Kyle, and then it was the two dogs. It was pretty funny. But Chris and Kyle are good friends of mine now. At this, they're
yeah,
that we've transcended training partners, and they're brothers of mine. So.
for sure. That was against Pereira, Michelle Pereira. Kyle
Hmm.
coming into that was huge
Hmm.
underdog. I know me and all my friends made a lot of money that night on him.
Yeah, yeah,
All
that's
got
good.
behind him. But that was
Yeah, that's good.
got up real early to watch that one too.
Yeah, I've gotten to see Chris do that on the biggest stage too. right? Like I got to see him do that at T-Mobile Arena, UFC two something. It was Ortega versus Volkanovski, right? I remember that fight,
Yep.
Volkanovski Ortega. That was a
Didn't
war.
tap. Yeah, Volkanovski didn't tap that one.
Yeah, he got caught in that triangle. He
Yep.
got caught in a guillotine too,
Yeah.
and he beat the shit out of Ortega for 5 rounds. Right? It was a 5 round fight
Yeah.
decision, and what a great fight, man! And I got to see Chris do the same thing that I got to see Kyle do in Shanghai. I got to see center stage in Las Vegas at T-Mobile Arena. So it's been quite the journey, man. It's been quite the journey, and it's not over. We got an event coming up that some people, would kill to be a part of, and I'm fortunate enough that I get to be a part of it again.
And it's when you think of Pat the Brick Brady, I think of BKFC now. I think
Yeah,
you're going to
that's
steal
a
the
funny
show
one. Yeah,
again. How talk to me
yeah.
about that? How you feeling heading into KnuckleMania February 7th?
I mean, I feel great. Like I feel, as good as I've ever felt. We had some things early on in camp that we had to address. Uh, some bad habits that I had thought I'd forgotten, right? Like as far as technique, and we addressed them, and that's what having guys like Chris and Kyle Dawkins around, and guys like Lex Ludlow, who's my teammate, who's also 2-0 heavyweight for bare knuckle. Having him there, holding me accountable and saying like what's going on, man? Like, is something going on at home? Is something going on at work? Because you're not there, and I had to get there, so I'm there now, man. And it feels good. It feels good to know that like you were going through something and you addressed it and were able to come out the other side of it, and I feel great. I had to get my hip replaced in June. I got a new hip put in, man.
Jeez.
Yeah, so that was something that you know took me out there for a couple months. And June, I mean, what are we? How many months are we? June, July, December. 8 months later,
Yeah.
right? 8 months later, I'm getting in the ring after a hip replacement. And 2 months ago, I tore my distal bicep throwing a left hook, training with Kyle. I was getting ready to fight at the Prudential Center in Newark for BKFC, and I was going to fight an undefeated Corey Willis. And getting ready for that fight, I tore my bicep. So we had to deal with that injury, and now it was the hip and then the bicep, and we're good now, man. I'm gonna train in styrofoam to make sure I get to the walk, and yeah, man,
How you
it's
feeling now?
exciting.
You feel strong now, mentally,
Yeah,
physically?
yeah, I'm great now. I mean, it's look, man. Anybody who tells you that they are bulletproof is bullshit. Like you see all those reels of people saying this bulletproof mindset, and it's like, okay, it's bulletproof, but you still had to take the bullet, right? Like you still
Yeah.
had to get shot, and it. I was in a place that where like I wasn't training. I wasn't physically where I should be going into a fight, and I recognized it and I addressed it. But like some people are incapable of recognizing it. Some people are like, oh, I'm fine, I'm good, I'm good. And it's like, no, no, you're not good, and you need to fix what's broken. And I have the team around me to do that, and we did that, so we're good now. Um, I feel great. I feel great, and I'm ready to rock and roll, man. I got a worthy opponent in front of me too. A 2-0 Bear Hill. I think he's from like Alabama or something. I could be wrong. Uh, Big boy. I think he's like 6'3", 6'4". I know he's gonna have to cut some weight to make the weight limit, and it's gonna make for a fun fight, man. I'm excited. It's gonna be a good night.
Now we're all excited. Everyone will be there and getting tickets and everything like that. Now, when you have an opponent lined up, do you watch film? What's your preparation look like?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We watch film. That was actually something that I learned from John Jones, being out in Albuquerque with him. He watches film and he studies, and everything he does in preparation is designed around his opponent. Nothing is by chance. Not like there's no combo that he's throwing that isn't indicative of who he's fighting. Right? Like he's not just doing generic things that aren't going to be useful to him in the fight. That spinning back heel, that spinning back kick that he landed on Stipe, like
Yep.
he was repping that for weeks, right? Like he was setting that up on me, right?
Mhm.
Like get you to go that way and then release the kick in that direction, right? Like that wasn't by mistake. It wasn't like he's a notorious spinning back kicker. You know what I mean? It was he did that by design. Like and there was a lot of things that I learned from John, but one of the more important things that I learned from John was how to prepare for a specific opponent. And we've been doing that. We watched the film that we have on him, the two fights, and then he has some other MMA fights that he had participated in. I think he's 2-1 in MMA. So we could pull some things from that, but not all things. But you know, he's tough. He's
Yeah,
tough. He's tough. It's not going to be an easy fight.
for
Um,
sure.
but I don't expect it to be. I don't really want it to be. I want it to be challenging.
For sure. For sure. As you climb the ranks too. I think by second or third round though, he'll be out of there. I think you're gonna get him out of
That would be good. Yeah, that would be good to get him out of there. I mean, sooner would be better. We
there.
don't get paid by the hour.
Of
You know what I
course.
mean? So, look, the idea is to get him out of there,
Yeah.
right? Like, I'm
Yeah.
not trying to get to the later rounds.
Of
I'm
course.
not like the plan isn't to like feel him out,
Yeah.
right? Like the plan is to get him out of there. Um, so he, he he's tough though. He's 2-0 for a reason, right? Like
Yeah.
he's got two wins against guys who had wins,
Yeah.
right? Um, and it's gonna be fun. You know, it would be nice to after this fight be ranked. I think Parker Porter's 3-0, right? Like he's climbing the ranks. I was ranked at one point, right? I think I was number 5 or number 6 at one point. After this last KnuckleMania, I was ranked. And then obviously it's been over a year since my last fight. So other fighters have since uh, transcended the ranks. But uh yeah, it would be nice to get back into the position that I was
You'll be
this
right
time
back
last
there.
year. Yeah, yeah.
Now what have you like tell me about how you got involved with Ngannou, with John.
Uh,
How did that all start?
so I was in Vegas with Chris and Kyle actually for one of Chris's fights, and I think it was the Derek Lewis fight. And I had said because obviously Sean Strickland is a notorious hard spar, right?
Yeah.
Like he just spars really hard, and everybody knows that. And I had said, and I think like at the time it was really jumping off the page as like Sean Strickland's a fucking nightmare in the cage during practice. And I had said to Chris and Kyle, like, yo, I want to spar with Sean. And they're like, you're a fucking knucklehead. So we reached out to the guy who was preparing our food for fight week while we were there, like delivering meals for us. And his name's John Poppy. He actually trains at Extreme Couture. Um, Also a professional fighter. He and he was doing our food, and I reached out to him and I said, "Yo, how do I spar with Sean? Like, how do I get that done?" He's like, "Oh, you're gonna have to come to wrestling practice the day before, and like he's gonna have to see you. Like, you're not gonna be able to just kind of ask him, 'Do you want to spar?' Right? I mean, you could, it might work, but like." The better plan would be to come to wrestling, have him see you, and if he sees you, he's going to want to spar you. Uh, so that's what we did. We went to wrestling practice. He was there, and I think someone had said to him like, "Oh, you should spar tomorrow." And I went and we sparred.
That's
And
great.
yeah, it was cool. It was cool. Sean was cool, man. He was, look, he is exactly who he acts like he is. That's exactly who he is. And his boxing is really good and really clean. And he actually did give me some pointers. He did say some things that made sense as far as some of my technique and ways that I could improve on it. And actually, what happened was is I did 3 rounds with him, and then I come walking out of the cage because at Extreme Couture they have a couple cages and they're elevated, and the larger mat space is down at the bottom of the cages. And I come walking out of the cages, and Francis is at the bottom of the cage, and I got like a bloody nose, and he's like, 2 rounds with me. I'm like, fuck. So then, I did 3 rounds with Sean, world champion, and then come and I finished the last 2 rounds with Francis, obviously a world champion. Yeah, and I limped my way back to the hotel room.
That's awesome,
It
man.
was cool, man. It was actually really cool because they had an in-house photographer that was there shooting pictures, and he got pictures of me and Francis sparring, and along with like me and Sean after we were sparring, we took a picture together with our arms around each other. My nose was full of blood. And so those are things that like you I found myself seeking
Yeah.
the best, right? Like that didn't happen by accident. Like I made that happen. You know what I mean? I made the phone call, I went, I brought the gear. Like that was all by design. Um, as was John a little bit, right? Like I mentioned to one of John's teammates, Maurice Green, who we fought in the PFL together. Um, Potentially could have fought each other, but I'm not the person to like if I'm in a room with you and it doesn't matter, I could be fighting you that week. I'm gonna talk to you,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
I don't hate you personally. Like it's a fight, and this is what we do. Uh, so I think just being in the same room with Maurice, him and I shot the shit and hit it off, and we ended up talking to each other on Instagram or whatever. And I said to him, like, just jokingly, yo, if you know anyone, or if John ever needs someone to act like a 40-year-old white guy, I'm his man, meaning Stipe. And nothing, nothing came of that comment. It was just like a laugh out loud, ha ha ha, until a couple months later, where my phone rings and it's John asking me to come out to Albuquerque, and man, what an experience that was. I got to go out there and live at his house and drive his Escalade. He's like, "Here, you take the Escalade for the week while you're here. This is your car." It's like, shit, man, this is pretty cool. And we're living in this fucking mansion, like not a little house. By all means, it's a mansion. Fucking 8 bedrooms, multiple living rooms. Like it's a mansion. And Robert Downey Jr. lived down the road, right? Like it was. Yeah, we were living there. It was me and a couple other guys and a coach or two, and Gable Steveson was there. Gordon Ryan was there, although he didn't stay at the house. Um, it was an experience, man. And then I had the honor of coming out to see him fight week in New York. They fought at Madison Square Garden, and John invited me to come out to be with the team the week before. Uh, you know, because of work, I couldn't really be there all week, but I was there uh, the night of the ceremonial weigh-ins. All right, so I think he weighed in that morning, and then I came out and got with the team, so I got to be a part of like the festivities and the atmosphere of the day before a fight and ceremonial weigh-ins. I was sitting front row, right? It literally front row at the ceremonial weigh-ins next to Gordon. And Gordon and I were actually sitting there bullshitting about our Rolexes. I have a Rolex, and he had just been gifted a gold Rolex from someone. So we were sitting there comparing Rolexes. And he, yeah, I was out there. I was, because when I was in Albuquerque, I was out there with Gordon. And John was, I think it was $5,000. Anyone who could last 5 minutes with Gordon without getting submitted 3 times, John would give him $5,000. It's
Jeez.
funny, I'm telling you this story, but I've never told anyone this story. You're getting a scoop here, Danny boy.
There we go.
Yeah, so it was, and there's video. Yeah, it was. John said, "I'll give whoever $5,000 if you can last 5 minutes with Gordon Ryan and not get submitted 3 times." And it was my second trip out there, my first night back, because I had gone in two separate segments. I went for 2 weeks, came home for a week, and then went back to Albuquerque for a week. My wife was pregnant at the time, and when I went back, uh, that's when John hit me with the, "All right, man, you're up, $5,000. You got to last 5 minutes." I didn't last 5 minutes. He got me 3 times. Gordon's a hell of an athlete, man. Just an absolute stud of a professional, and the greatest to ever do what he does. And it shows, and like I felt it firsthand. Like his strength is nothing like it.
That's nuts. Anything you pick
Yeah.
up from them, like any, because you're at the upper echelons there, like you pick up anything from them, like John or
I
Gordon?
mean, of course, yeah. I mean, you're in practices learning technique from the goats,
Yeah.
right? Like they're the best to do it. And
Yeah.
of course, yeah, I'd be a fool not to ask questions or to pick their brain or say, "Hey, look, what do you do here? Or why do you do that there? And what's your best, you know, what's the best transition to do in this situation?" And look, that's why John had them out there, right? Like Gable Stevenson's the best wrestler in the country. John brought him out like, "Yo, come to camp. I want the best wrestler in the world." He had Joey Parker out there, the boxer, right? Like, what's Joey ranked? 4 right now?
Yeah. Joseph
Is he
Parker.
4? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
He
he
had
just
Joey.
lost his
Yeah.
last fight to Wardley, but he's been on a tear, like a 10 fight win streak, but he's up
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And he had Joe Parker out there. Gable, Gordon, Joe Parker. He had GSP's Muay Thai coach, where GSP was an Ultimate Fighter coach, and he brought out Skarbowski to to instruct, to be one of the coaches for Tough. And he's like, "Listen, he's not like everybody else, and drinks and smokes and comes to practice drunk," and that's exactly what he did. Like, but he's a world class Muay Thai instructor, and John had him out there. Um, and that's just like one of the things that I got from John is like, if you want to be great, you got to be around great people. So it was that's where we were, man. We were and at elevation too. That's another thing.
Yeah.
It's like training there at elevation is tough. Yeah,
That,
man.
that's
It
that's
was.
legendary stories. That's insane.
Yeah, man.
And
Yeah.
putting yourself out there too. Like most people don't have the guts to like put themselves out there, send that message, do that thing, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's how I got linked up with Chris Dawkins, believe it or not.
Really?
Like I just DM'd him. Like at the time, he was the best heavyweight in the
Yeah.
area, right? Like I think he had just beat Alexei Olenek. No, maybe it was the fight before that. And I said, "Hey, look, I I want to train with you. Like I want to learn from you. I was an amateur. Balance had I was at Balance in Fishtown, and uh COVID had just started happening, and Balance closed their doors, but the UFC was still putting on events. So Chris still had a fight, and the camps were like, it was like a closed camp. And I reached out to Chris, and I'm like, "Yo, dude, if you need help, and like I want to learn from you, like I just want to train with you and get better." He's like, "Yeah, man, come on in, let's get to work." And I never met him ever before. I remember the first time I met him, we're out back of uh the gym on Fairmount, and he um he walks out back and he's like, "Come on this way, come in the back door." And we're standing across from each other sparring 10 minutes later. It was wild. I still remember our coach said something to me. He's like, "Hey, look, I was an amateur. I think it was 2-1 amateur at the time. And he's like, hey, look, man, I'm gonna help you get better, and this is how it goes. You pay your gym dues. I don't want any money from you. Uh, if if you get to the if you get to the bigger stage, we'll talk more about uh how you can contribute or something along those lines." But he mentioned getting to the bigger stage. And I was a 2-1 amateur at the time. And I remember thinking, like, when he said that to me, I was like, bigger stage? I'm not fucking going to any bigger stage. Like, I just remember, like, what he said. And my brain was just like, what? Like, there's no bigger stage for me. Like, this is it for me. I'm a 2-1 amateur. Like, I'm never going to, like, be anything. Because I never thought of what I was doing to try to get to a bigger stage. Like, it was always just kind of one fight at a time, one fight at a time. And then when I realized that I could get to where I got, like once I start, like when I went pro and I won my first pro fight, that's when I realized, like, oh, I can do something with this. And that's when, like, I started to create goals and and really try to, like, better my career.
Now, were you an athlete like as a kid and everything? Like what sparked it? I know it was the like celebrity or not celebrity. You said the fundraising like boxing event that got
Yeah,
you. Well, like
yeah.
what were you doing before that? Like yeah.
I played 19 years of football. I played football in college at Widener University, a small
Okay.
school in Chester. And I played Congal Bulldogs football my whole life growing up, and you know, Bulldogs football and hot ice hockey in high school. So I was always really involved with sports, especially football. But nothing like combat related, no wrestling experience. I did a little bit of boxing. It's actually how I know Dave Feldman. Right.
Yeah,
So
BKFC.
Dave, yeah. So Dave's brother Damon, right? Damon Feldman had the Tough Man competitions, and he was doing them at the Marple Sports Arena. He was doing them at Club Deco in South Philly, and he was putting on like these tough man fights. And when I had just got done high school, before I went to college that summer, I fought twice for Damon, 3 times for Damon, just because I was getting in shape. So I wanted to do something that was like cardio intense.
Yeah.
So I started boxing, and I went to this little gym in Condow by Anthony DeGalbo. He had this little gym in his basement, and he trained guys. And I did 3 tough mans for Damon. And they at the time, like, they were they were a faux pas, like they were not a name with the Pennsylvania sanctioning board, Serb particular, right? Like they were not, like, don't say their name.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
the name not said was the Feldman name. It was
Wow.
really, like, that's what it was. And yeah, I fought for Damon when I was like 18 years old, man. I fought at Marple Sports Arena, and I fought at Club Deco. I fought this guy Kwame Brown, who was a bouncer at Delilah's.
Really? The
Big.
club? Yeah.
Oh yeah, this big motherfucker, this big man. And he Kwame Brown
Yeah,
at
big
at
dude.
yeah, at Club Deco. And I was 18 years old, and we were supposed to do 3 2-minute rounds.
It's all good.
Yeah. So anyway, so Club Deco, Damon Feldman, I fought for him, and then I met his brother David, and the rest is history. When it came time, so David Feldman was actually a co-promoter of Art of War, right? Because there were some issues there with uh, promoters' licenses and stuff like that, with Serb, right? Serb was an issue for the Feldmans for a long time. And
I met
so
Sir
he
a couple times.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
tough, man. He's
real
tough.
tough. Wants all the particulars. He's like,
I got
even
a funny
being
story
right.
for you. I got
Yeah.
a funny story for you. So I fought Art of War. I was the main event at Live Casino, and we're in the back, and Serb gives us a pre-fight speech, and he goes, "If anyone jumps on my cage, if anyone climbs this cage, that'll be the last fight of the night. That's it. I'm shutting the show down. If anyone climbs on the cage, that's it. Show's over. So I hope whoever does it, they're happy because I'm shutting the show down after that." So I'm like, okay, I'm the main event. I'm climbing that cage. And I scaled the cage.
That's
and
funny.
he comes up to me and he's like, "Mr. Brady, I thought I made myself clear." I was like, "What? That wasn't me."
Yeah. Like, I'm the
I
champ.
said it
Like, what do I
wasn't me.
want?
He's like, "Oh, it wasn't you." I was like, but he actually chuckled about it because I think he kind of got it. And look, Serb and I never had any issues with him. You know, as far
Yeah.
as I'm concerned, he was always a professional and he was obviously super particular, and I can respect that. I
Yeah.
can.
Good dude. He's a good man. He just wants
Yeah,
everything.
exactly. It's not a bad person. He
Yeah.
just wants things the way that he wants it, and that
Yep.
doesn't make him a bad person.
Of course.
Um, but that was what it was. I and look, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia is rich with fighting,
Yeah.
and serves a part of the history of combat sports in this area, and um, you know, it's it's good to be a part of, man.
Sure.
It's really it's
I
it's
gotta
really
show
cool.
you. I gotta show you some of my Philly history stuff here.
Yeah, let me say.
I got this guy right here. It's hard to see, but his name was Gus D'Orazio. He's a boxer in the 30s.
Okay.
His story, if you read it, it's the exact Rocky One movie.
No shit.
He has a photo up here of Joe Louis because he got a fight with Joe Louis at Convention Hall.
Uh-huh.
He was a mob. He worked for the mob. He was a leg breaker, everything like that, and he lost to Joe Louis. But the whole entire story of Rocky One is his story.
Did he go the distance with Joe Louis?
Nah, he got put down in the first round. But there's a lot of speculation to it because he was real mob tied. He ended up like at the end of his life, he killed someone, like beat someone to death because they were like, taunting him and he had things in
Yeah,
his head and he spent time at Eastern State Penitentiary.
of course
If
he
you ever
did.
took your kids there, like for now it's a Halloween thing, but crazy story. But then you go into some of the other big names. I got Dawkins, I got Chris in the box there, signed card. I sent cards to him at Martinez. He sent them back to me signed.
Yeah, nice.
And then I got Kyle here.
I see the BKFC poster back
I,
there.
I got the brick up here,
Nice, my man. There he is.
right up here.
Yeah, there I am. I see it. I got that same one in my garage.
I had to pick it up. Were you on?
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. That's awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that, man. That's cool. I love it.
Of course. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you got a lot going on.
No, all good, man. All good. Look, thank you for having me on, and I appreciate, and I'm flattered by the attention. You know what I mean? It's a lot of work, man.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work, and like the average person doesn't get it.
No.
They can't unless you've done it. You can't understand what's involved in the mental gymnastics that one goes through to make the walk. It's it's a lot, man, and I'm honored to be able to do it, and I don't take it lightly.
For
It's
sure.
it's it's I'm getting in there. I'm fighting another guy with no gloves on, right? Like the reality of it is that like there's a percentage that I could die, right? Like that's true. It's real, right?
Yeah.
Like if I don't do it, that percentage doesn't exist, right? So I'm taking a chance by doing what I do. And at the end of the day, it really is, you know, for me and for the entertainment of the people around me. And I'm proud to be able to do it. I'm proud to call myself a fighter, man. Dan, thank you for letting me share my stories and
No, of
be
course.
on your pod, brother.
No, I really appreciate it. It was an honor for me.
Yeah, cool, man.
You keep doing it. BKFC future champion right out of Philadelphia where
Why
people
not?
start.
Yeah, why not? Look, man, I'm good enough. I know I'm good
I know.
enough.
I know you
I'm
are too.
fast enough. My technique is clean enough. And look, I made Zach Calmus look like he was non-existent, and he was on a 4-fight win streak,
Yep.
right? Like he was on a 4-fight win streak against guys who had winning records. Like it wasn't like he just was a bum.
Yep.
Um, I made him look like he wasn't even there. Uh, I don't know that like the Cuban's pretty tough, but I don't know that like Ben is obviously good. I don't think Andre's there. I think he was at one point in his life, but I don't know that he can perform at the level that I can. Like
Yeah,
I just don't think he's fast enough, or like his body's been through a lot. So, but I honestly believe that I'm athletic enough, I'm fast enough, I'm tough enough that I could be a world champion. So yeah, why not?
for sure. 2026, we got KnuckleMania February 7th. We're gonna see a first round knockout, big win from Philly's own.
Let's go, baby.
End of 2026, ranked, then BKFC champion,
Let's
Patrick
go, man.
Brady. Where
I'm
can
ready.
where can people find you? Social media? Where can people support you?
Instagram is Heavyweight Brady, HEVWEIGHT Brady. Um, Facebook, whatever. Yeah, hit me up, man. I respond to DMs too, so hit me up.
Cool. You got to do like t-shirts and everything too, heading into the fight.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting a box of t-shirts and giving them away. Yeah.
You don't give them away. You got to sell them.
Nah, I give them away, man. I don't need the money. I'd
Nice.
rather people just wear it than yeah, it's all good. I'll give them away.
Yeah.
That's a couple $100. Give them away.
Yeah. That's
You know
all.
what I mean?
Yeah. Well, awesome, Mr. Brady. I
Thanks, man.
really appreciate the time. Honor to have you on. We're all excited for KnuckleMania featuring
Thanks,
Patrick
man. I
Brady.
appreciate it, man.
No problem. Thank you.
Cheers, bud.